Hello there and welcome to this year's Best Synths and Music Gear Award Show.
Welcome to this year's Synth Awards.
On this channel here, we end every single year by celebrating the best synths, samplers, grooveboxes, drum machines, music production, software, and we also invite a lot of special guests to share their favorites of the year with you. So I can promise you that with the 19 special guests that I have in store for you today, it will be a great show. Because 2020 hasn't been your regular kind of year, it's been a really bad and weird year for most of us, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So when I invited people for this year's show, I asked them to talk about a piece of equipment or software that really kept them inspired during the lockdown. So that is this year's theme. And just like previous years, we will have winners of the popular vote. So I've asked my viewers to vote on the best synths and music gear of this year, of 2020. Not every synth that has ever come out, not every audio interface that has ever come out, basically stuff from this year in particular. So hopefully you've cast your vote and I will be presenting the winners here today. And this year's award show would not have been possible without the help from our sponsor today, DistroKid. It's the best way to upload your music to Spotify, iTunes and other stores. So if you want to go and check them out and get a little discount, use my link in the description and you'll also be supporting the channel. Now here's a little recap of last year's winners. The award for Best Hardware Effects of 2019 went to Empress Effects Soya. Best Portable Synthesizer was the MC101. Best Groovebox of 2019 was the MC707. Best Drum Machine was awarded to the Behringer RD8. The Best Product Update was the Deluge 3.0 update. And Best Eurorack was awarded to the Erica Synths Pico System 3, and the best synth from a small manufacturer was a tie between Model Electronics Argon 8 and the Udo Super 6. Best audio interface was the Focusrite Scarlett 2A2, and the best MIDI keyboard was the Arturia Keylab 88 Mark II. Best software was actually a tie between the Arturia Pigments and the Arturia V Collection 7, and Best Synthesizer of 2019 was awarded to the Hydra Synth. Now, I am happy to introduce my first guest. He is a good friend of mine. You have seen him around. He makes excellent videos. He's a lovely synth nerd. Here is Noir.
What's up, guys? And Bo, thanks again for having me, man. So, in 2020, I think we all know that this has been one of the weirdest years on record, but the thing that really kept me going and inspired this year was just going outside, something that I usually don't do. I'm sort of stuck to my house when I make music. So, the piece that most inspired me this year was honestly the Craft Synth 2.0 from Modal. I used this a ton and I went to the beach, I went to the mountains, I went everywhere. Yeah, I did the solar power synths, but when I just needed batteries, I took the Craft 2.0. I love the wavetables. Even me, I really like the apps. So it's by far the most inspiring piece to get me around during this kind of crazy lockdown here in Los Angeles. So yeah, the Craft Synth 2.0 was an easy win and a pick for me. I don't know about you guys, but getting outside is not always the easiest, and something small and compact like the Craft Synth really honestly helped me to keep my inspiration while on the move. Anyway, see y'all later.
Best Audio Interface.
The winner of Best Audio Interface of 2020 comes from a brand that you don't normally associate with audio interfaces, but their lineup of audio interfaces are really something special. And the winner of Best Audio Interface in 2020 is the Audiofuse Studio.
Hey, this is Nina. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. It's been a rough year for many and tough to be inspired at times, but having a few nice synths around has really helped. Most notably for me has been the Novation Peak that I got right in the middle of lockdown earlier this year. I know it's been out for a little while, but in April it got a huge update that enables custom wavetables, and this adds a whole other new level of possibilities. I think I've made more patches with this synth than any other standalone synth I've ever used. It's so easy to get going, but so deep when you dig into the routing options, and having that polyphony just makes it wonderful for pads and string sounds. I really love it. Hopefully things will get a bit better next year and some of the synth meetups and things can go ahead, and I hope to see some of you in the real world again soon. Take care.
Best Piece of Software.
The winner of Best Software in 2020 has been around for a really long time, and as a Cubase user, I'm a little bit annoyed that it won. But the winner of Best Software 2020 is Logic Pro X. It recently had an update, and I'm sure the fans of Logic are really happy about it. So congratulations, Logic, for winning Best Software in 2020, and in 2021 I'm sure that Cubase will win.
What's up, everybody? My name is Landmark, and when it comes to synthesis, your boy's a little bit out of the loop. It's been about 5 or 6 years since I've owned one, so I decided during COVID season when we were in quarantine that I was gonna go buy one. But problem was, there were none available because manufacturers were out, because everyone, I guess, had the same thoughts. So what I decided to do instead was take a look at what I already had, and maybe I should learn a little bit more about the own products that I use on a regular basis. And that's why Massive X, to me, is the best synth of 2020. I use presets to help me relearn about synthesis in general, and I'll show you what I mean. So here we have Massive X pulled up with a preset loaded called Lovely 80s. It's a nice piano sound that I like to mess with. My goal when I really started to dig into Massive X was to relearn how sound was affected by sine waves' size and its shape. I needed to brush up on how modulation affected sound output, and also how to route things properly to achieve a certain sound. So I would use resources like Bo's YouTube channel to learn about general synthesis, and then I would apply what I learned right here in Massive X using presets. So I had this little loop playing. So what I would do is I would just load up any preset, and I would make changes to the sound as I went along to see what it would do and how it affected the sound. So once I learned what each parameter would do to a certain sound, I would load up another preset, look at the audio module and see what they had loaded in there, push play, and see what those settings did. Now I know this may not be new to a lot of you, but for me, I've been producing for over 15 years and I really haven't dug deep into synthesis, and I think it's about time. So that's why I use this resource, and maybe someone that's just getting started out could use this resource too as a way to learn synthesis in general.
I spent the first few months of the lockdown learning how to create my own virtual instrument. And honestly, it wasn't hard at all, and it's something that you should consider trying as well. You can create something that's completely unique and share it with the world. Create it from acoustic instruments or synths that you have around you, add some effects, and create something original. For my first instrument, I sampled my Fender Rhodes electric piano, and the most fun part was creating variations of it that were completely unique to my own taste. I added some tape saturation and some wobble to make a lo-fi version, a dreamy chorus version, and now it's all portable. If you have the full version of Contact, creating your own virtual instrument is super easy. You can also create an SFC version, which can be played using a lot of free sample players. I have a tutorial showing you how to create your own virtual instrument on my channel if you're interested. Thank you both for inviting me to be a part of your video. Keep creating, keep sharing, and keep making the music you love.
Best hardware effect.
There's definitely something special about hardware effects. Sure, there's a lot of amazing software effects out there, but there's something about having a physical box to tweak, and as synth lovers, we love it. So the best hardware effect of 2020 is Strymon Nightsky.
Welcome to Bad Gear, the show about the world's most hated audio tools. Thanks to BoBeats for letting me be part of this year's Best Synth and Music Gear video. 2020 is a very special year, and we have a very special topic. The one piece of gear that kept us inspired during lockdown. I could, for example, talk about the Moog Minifoger MF Drive Overdrive Filter Pedal, which is the ultimate weapon against digital harshness, a constant source of inspiration, and certainly not bad gear. But there is one thing that motivates me to get out of bed every single day, and alongside the heartwarming support in the comment sections, keeps me going.
The Cilio Espresso Maker Classico. I bought the 6-cup version about 15 years ago, and not without pride I can say that it has only been negligently rinsed with cold water ever since. Unfortunately, the handle broke off, but it is still able to produce some Breaking Bad grade pick-me-up.
Best product from a small manufacturer.
Every year we try and highlight something from a small manufacturer, an indie manufacturer, and this year's winner has done something really original and created a mixer that is super useful and super interesting. So this year's winner of best product from a small manufacturer is the BlueBox from 1010 Music.
This is Norns, and DIY Norns Shield. They're my favorite piece of gear, quarantine or no quarantine. And that's me, and my cute little face. Norns can do and be many different things, depending on what script you put in it. Here, for instance, I'm using the barcode script, which is a randomized looper. One of my favorite scripts is called Less Concepts, and it's a sequencer. Norns is talking to the modular via the Monome Chrome module. If you haven't figured it out yet, surprise, I really love Norns. I use it all the time. There's also great reverb and a compressor, and you can record all your stuff straight into the box. Thanks for your time, and have a great loop.
Hey Bo and everybody out there. Lockdown. No way to get a haircut, no way to shave regularly, no new music instrument releases. Well, there have been music instrument releases, and one in particular has been amazing. Gotham's new space drum. It's actually a drum synthesizer, so you can create your drum sounds from scratch. It also comes with the Gotham Little Deformer 3 effects section. But it also has analog oscillators and analog filters. And if you really want some boring old 808 or 909 sounds on there, you can simply load up a bunch of samples. The sequencer is also borrowed from the Little Deformer 3, so you can create full tracks on this device. I think it really will be my favorite piece of new gear 2020. Thanks a lot for having me, stay healthy, and see you soon.
This is the best MIDI controller of the year.
The controller category is always interesting because there is so much happening there. I feel like there's a lot of new and interesting ways to control your software, control your hardware, and it's always interesting to see what wins in this category. But this year's winner shouldn't come as any surprise. The best controller of 2020 is the Arturia Keystep Pro.
Hi, it's Dutchy. When the corona pandemic hit my area and we had our first lockdown in March 2020, my first reaction was being scared. I spent lots of time in bed, eating unhealthy food, or sitting on the couch playing games or binge watching shows. With plenty of time to spare, I decided I'll need a passion project to stay positive, productive, and creative. So I was walking around my apartment looking for ideas, and there it was sitting on the shelf collecting dust, Maschine Mark III. So I thought this is the perfect time to sit down and learn how to use Maschine and to relaunch my YouTube channel and share my journey with other people to provide some entertainment or at least distraction. And that's how Maschine became a major part of my YouTube channel as well as my creative work. Maschine Mark III will always have a place in my heart as the piece of gear that brought me through lockdown. Stay safe, everyone.
Best Eurorack module.
Best Eurorack of the year is one of those impossible categories because there's so much interesting going on and it's not really fair to just pick out one module. But if we were to be daring and pick just one winner, which we are in this video here, that winner would have to have made something quite special. And I think the winner of Best Eurorack module or series of Eurorack modules has done just that. They have managed to create something affordable that is still really original. And the winner is, of course, the Dreadbox Chromatic series.
Hey Bo, the gear that kept me most inspired over lockdown is the BIA, the Bacillus Iteritatus Alter. Yes, it is a mouthful, but it's a beast. It gets its notoriety as a digital drum synthesizer, but it has 6 tonal oscillators and 1 noise oscillator, so it can do so much more. I've used it as an arpeggiated lead line like this, and as a groovy bass line like this. From hi-hats to even a dirty, grungy kick like this. It's played a major role in all my patches over these past several months. So, yep, the BIA. So thanks for having me on the show, Bo. Take care.
Hi guys, I'm still Ginger. And for me, the best synthesizer for inspiration during lockdown is DPO.
The best update of the year.
The best update category serves to highlight the importance of updating your gear, that manufacturers keep supporting their gear post-launch, and we've seen many great examples of this over the years. And this year's winner of Best Update in 2020 is the Arturia MicroFreak vocoder update.
Sound great.
Thanks, Bo. For me, the piece of gear that got me through lockdown has got to be my Deluge. It's my go-to creativity sketch pad. It's just so easy to bring with you places. It's such a tactile user interface. I'm able to just play around on it, sketch out ideas, and just get my creativity going again, which is really what I needed as we were in the depths of lockdown. It's got a built-in synthesizer, it's got kits and sampler engine, and it's also a MIDI sequencer, so I can plug it in with the rest of my gear, including my modular rig, because it has CV and gate outputs. It's so easy to sketch out ideas on the keypad. You're just diving straight in and making music before you even know it. So for me, the piece of gear that I just keep coming back to, my creativity outlet that really helped me through things, has got to be the Deluge.
This year's Best Groovebox.
Now, the Groovebox category is a weird one. What is a Groovebox, really? What's the meaning of life? Questions for philosophers, for sure. But in this year's award show, Groovebox is basically a kind of small device, something boxy, that you can create a full track on. So for obvious reasons, we don't include fully fledged workstation keyboards in this category because they're not very box-like. So the winner of Best Groovebox in 2020 is the Polyend Tracker. And here to talk more about it is my good friend, Ben Jordan.
This is the Polyend Tracker, and I actually had an alpha version of it. And the funny thing is that I was never really into trackers at all, and this thing completely converted me and turned me onto it. Just having a simple piece of hardware that's very well built just made trackers seem a lot more fun. Rather than poking around some sort of touchscreen, the user interface is actually really honed in on just getting you over a learning curve and then just having you quickly, manically making music. And that's just awesome. And with all these buttons and all of these features, it still is portable enough to bring to different rooms in my house. Leaving the musician perspective and coming from a gear reviewer perspective, it's really incredible to see such a small boutique company pull off something where the hardware and the software work so beautiful in sync. And that's something that's even rare for giant companies like Korg and Roland. I understand the challenges of designing and manufacturing something like this, especially for a small boutique company. But the craziest thing of all is that this thing could easily cost over $1,000 and it would still sell well, but it's priced way less than that and it's actually affordable. Amazing. So personally, my favorite piece of gear that came out in 2020 and the thing that probably helped me get through the pandemic the most would be the Polyend tracker, but I also have to mention the Atom Mini Pro for making it so much easier for me to record myself playing with awesome gear like the tracker. Okay, bye.
Hey, what's up, world? Nightsky in the building, aka Uncle Knox. So glad to be here. BoBeats, thank you for inviting me. And if we're talking about gear that inspired me the most in 2020, it'll have to be, no surprise, Machine from Native Instruments. I've been using it for 11 years, but this year it was an awakening because I really found that I had mastered it to the point where anything in my head I could put down in audio form. I use this for everything, whether I'm making skits or doing stuff on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, whatever, or making beats. It's what I use, and I've gotten to the point where I can hear things in my head and get it down, and it's crazy. It's really an awakening for me to happen this year. As much as I thought I knew it, I know it even more now. So that's the gear that inspired me the most. And if I can give you guys a message, it's master your gear. Master something to the point where you can just get your ideas down to where you can hear them. With that being said, 2020 was whack. 2021, let's hope it's better. I appreciate you guys. Stay safe. Bye.
What's up everyone, I'm Dave Mack, and my favorite piece of hardware during the lockdown has definitely been the Octatrack.
This is the best drum machine.
The best drum machine of 2020, as voted by you all in the popular vote, shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody. It's one of the most interesting drum machines to have ever been created, according to me anyway. It's a really original, super interesting drum machine. It is the Pulsar 23.
Something that got me entertained this COVID season is this guy, the Roland TR-06. I like little machines that are simple to operate and that make music immediately, such as this one. See? Very little movement, very much joy. You know what I'm talking about? And you can go like this. Check. Hey Bo, 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 hey.
And before the next guest, I just want to say a big thank you to the best sponsor of 2020, DistroKid. So here are 3 reasons why DistroKid is great. Number 1, it's super affordable. $20 a year gives you unlimited amounts of uploads. Number 2, it's very quick to get your music onto Spotify and iTunes and other stores. Number 3, you have a hyperfollow function, and this is my personal favorite. It automatically creates a page per upload per song or album with links to different stores so that you can share this one link and people can use it to find your music in their favorite stores. So go and check out DistroKid at the link below in the description.
Hey Bo, what's up? It's your friend Matt from the Matt Greer Music Channel. First of all, thank you for inviting me to be a part of this Best Synths and Music Gear 2020 video. I enjoy these every year. Now on to your question. I have to say the thing that has most surprisingly been the most inspiring new thing for me this year has been this, the good old iPad. I have found that this thing is excellent for keeping gas at bay. There's a million apps and plugins and synths and drum machines and samplers and all kinds of things for this, and they're all very, very affordable on the App Store. So if that gas monster comes out and starts to bite you and you feel like you need something new, I would say check this out. So anyway, yep, that's me. iPad for the win, 2020. I hope you had a great year. Looking forward to 2021. Thanks a lot. See you later. Bye.
The best synthesizer of the year.
In last year's Synth Awards, we only had one winner of the best synthesizer of the year. This year we chose to divide it into synths over $1,000 and synths under $1,000. Basically your more affordable range of synths and your more flagship type of synths. And this year's winner, under $1,000, it's quite surprising to me, but it's a great synth. I have it here. I've enjoyed it this year a lot. It's one of my personal favorites. It is the Moog Subharmonicon. And the winner of Best Synthesizer over $1,000. It's a true flagship synthesizer. It's my absolute favorite of this entire year. Probably my favorite in a very, very long time. It is the Arturia Polybrute.
Hey guys, Damien here from Little Big Synths. Super excited to be part of this year's Synth Awards and to share with you guys my pick for the piece of gear that kept me most inspired during all of the craziness of 2020, the Korg NewTek NTS-1. The NTS-1 is an ultra-portable digital synthesizer that comes packed with a powerful synth and multi-effects engine. Unlike its relatives, the Korg Minilog XD and Prolog, it is also capable of loading custom oscillators and effects that can further expand the sonic possibilities. But one of my absolute favorite things about the NTS-1 is that it can be used as a compact multi-effects unit. Using the audio input, any of my other mini jack equipped hardware can easily take advantage of the high quality onboard effects, which include several types of modulation, delays, and reverbs. This feature alone makes the NTS-1 incredibly useful. So even with this tiny footprint, the NTS-1 has definitely made a huge impact in my studio, and certainly fits right in with the rest of the Little Big Synths family.
Just listen to those lovely sing-song harmonics. Yeah, well, the piece of kit that's kind of got me through lockdown, not that I get a lot of time to spend creating music, is the Typhon from Dreadbox. I love their stuff, and just the sound of these oscillators and the filter, but then adding these amazing effects just means that it's a very quick instrument for me to be able to get somewhere else and just kind of occupy a space other than, you know, the troubles that are surrounding us. So that's my choice because it just takes me somewhere very quickly, and, you know, I think it sounds great.
Those were all the winners, all the special guests that I have for you this year. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more videos about synths and music production, and be sure to check out the participants, the special guests. I've linked them all down below. And thank you all for 2020. Let's just hope that 2021 is a little bit of a better year. So thank you so much, and be sure to check out today's sponsor, DistroKid, also linked in the description. Thank you, have a great end of the year, and I'll talk to you more maybe this year, maybe next, who knows. See you later.